from the union of our parents dating back to their ancestors.
Right. Right.
That becomes in conflict with our soul once the soul takes over the body.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So this is where we're at the very beginning.
Yeah.
We are basically at the mercy of our parents or whoever happens to raise us. We're babies.
Got it. Yes.
We're baby.
Yes.
And we're being influenced by our environments, thought process. We're being programmed. Actually, you can have the same baby grow with a certain family in a certain country and have different programming.
Right.
Than
Right.
a baby, in, let's say, in the United States, raised by a different family.
Right.
you know.
Right.
And it's not really our fault. I
Right.
mean, we're just. It's kind of like when
That's
you go
so
when you go to the airport, you rent a car.
Yes.
You really don't. You're going to be driving that car.
Yeah.
But you don't know where that car has been.
Right. Right.
You don't even know if it's going to break down.
True.
An hour on the freeway.
Right.
It's
That's
just,
an interesting analogy.
and there's a certain trust factor. Of course, when you're a baby, you have no choice.
Right.
But to
Right.
trust your parents.
Right.
So I think, and my belief is that that there's 4 big events in everybody's journey.
Okay.
There's the sperm one, right? Where
Right.
you actually beat 100 million sperms.
That I
into
would
that
never
egg.
have thought of.
Well, that's
It's like a race. Yeah.
But you have carried on that champion. You were a champion back then. And
That
then-
little spermy champion.
That's right. And that, but I'm sure, and this is where I look at it, and it has to
This
do
is so funny.
with hormones. When do the hormones kick in?
I don't know.
Around, it all depends on the individual, but let's
Yeah.
say on the average, right before your teenage
Right.
years.
Right.
That's where your drive comes in.
Yeah.
That's where you basically start determining what do I want to do with my life.
Right.
And it's so amazing that you found that exactly, because it took me a while to figure it out. I knew
Really?
that I wanted to be a musician. I just
Right.
didn't know how to.
Right.
For me, it wasn't as I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but it wasn't as available as saying, okay, I'm going to go to a skating ring.
Right. Right.
And I'm gonna work my ass off,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be, give it everything I got.
Yeah. It took you.
Musicians, we have a whole different
Yeah.
trajectory.
No, I knew at 8 years old, or
Yeah.
no, early. I knew at 6 years old because that was the first time
Yeah.
I skated. It's like I knew that this is where I wanted to be. I love being in a contained environment. I loved being in the cold rink. I loved all my skating friends. I loved, having my coach and learning. I loved to learn. But once again, I go back to I felt safe there. I'll go, like I said, I go into a rink now, and it's the safest. I've never felt safer. It's wild. It's my happy place.
It's your happy place.
Yeah, I call it my frozen playground.
But everything, your drive, everything, just focus on that, right?
Yeah, laser focused.
And then for us who live long enough to actually fulfill what that drive drives you towards to,
Right.
there's going to come that certain event. You're going to go, some of us, in what I call the hero's journey. Like every good movie has a hero's
Right,
journey.
right.
Which is, like a Rocky movie. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
fight
yeah.
scene,
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
He gets his ass kicked,
Right.
on the ring. And
Comes
he
back.
fight his way back.
Yeah,
right?
comes back.
There's that point. And it's usually about maybe 40, 50, depending on the arc of the person's journey.
Yes.
Around that time that you have to make a decision of how you're going to reconnect with that team. That, you start thinking, how did I get here?
Right. Right.
And then you start saying, wait a minute, there's a 13, in your case, an 8-year-old that decided this for me.
Right. Right.
And then you start to talk to that kid. Because that kid is responsible for you being who you are at that point.
Well, that kid was and still is a fighter.
Still
Not
is a fighter.
Fighter to, not with anyone else, but just fighting to, like I said, survive. I could have called it a day, back in the 80s, and just we wouldn't even be having this. But so, that's that fighter in me that knows it wasn't my time to go. I've got a lot more to prove to myself, and I have a lot more to offer to the world.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm not done. There's so
done.
much I want to do.
Absolutely, you're not done.
Yeah.
You're not done. Oh, no.
It's almost like I'm
wait.
just getting started.
No,
like that whole skating is that's a whole nother life, and now it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in my case, because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yes.
been there too, with that point that you're talking about, because that to me is like do or die. I mean, and I'm
Right.
talking most of the time, not just physically, but career-wise
Mm-hmm.
or your life-wise.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And you have to like get back in touch with that 14-year-old that actually created who you are
Absolutely.
today. And you want to make that 14-year-old proud
Yes.
of you.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to disappoint that kid because that kid is responsible,
Absolutely.
And I survived that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got to where I'm at today, at this point in my life, I could either say, okay, I'm going to like fade into the sunset, or I'm going to go down. My motto is the sun blazes as it sets.
The sun blazes as it sets.
As it sets. If the most beautiful sunsets,
Yes.
the sun is on fire.
Right. Right.
That's how I'm going to go. That's my goal.
Right.
I'm not just going to go. And the best way to do that, as you say it, is to pay it forward.
Yes.
Because
And be open. Be open to other opportunities and other avenues. And I try everything.
And at this point, I'm deprogramming.
You're deprogramming.
Deeper because at the stage of 40, 45, I got in touch with my 13, 12-year-old. Now I go back to the beginning.
Right.
To the sperm.
Wow.
Being programmed.
Yes.
Environmentally, or especially nowadays with social media.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is really crazy.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not. Thing is, it's not going away. It's not going to go backwards. It's only going to get more intense and crazy.
I know. It's complete nuts. So
Yeah.
now I'm going back and saying, wait a minute. The reason why I'm here is to pay it forward and to take care of others, to take care of each other, of us. How can I do that?
Right, and animals.
And if you ask the question, God or the universe, whatever people might call it,
right,
they will answer.
Right.
But you have to ask the question. Otherwise, you're never going to find out.
Right.
And you, from what we've been having this conversation, you've asked.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
I ask and I think. The gratitude. Back to gratitude. It's like how lucky. Even with all the, the heartache and the hard times I went through. It's like I have a roof over my head. I have a fridge with food. I have my health. I have my family. My son's healthy. That's gratitude. Some people don't have that.
And you're a champion.
Right.
You are.
And the complaining, it's like never complain. And please don't complain to me because I can't. That's a pet peeve. I hate complainers because you get caught up in it. I got caught up in it in the 80s. And then something would happen and it would snap me out of it. But you get, back then it was, a lot of money, a lot of everything. And you just, you get on that hamster wheel where you just start spinning. And you forget about what's real. So that's what this book is about. It's about survival. It's about women empowerment. It's about paying it forward. It's about gratitude. It's about my the roller coaster ride. And it's all, it's still a roller coaster. But I not that I can control it, but I understand it. And I know the pitfalls, and I know I know my boundaries. And I know to use my voice in a positive way.
You have described to me a supremely well-lived life.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And I try
Thank
to.
And you're such an incredible role model to so many generations.
Well, I thank you. Thank you.
You truly are.
You know, I didn't understand that until recently. I took a lot for granted. And it, you know, because it was about me, and you know, it still is about me because I got to take care of my sobriety, and I just, you know, I got to be careful. You know.
You surround yourself with people that are also sober.
Yes, and not sober, and you know, I know the triggers. Mm-hmm. I know what events not to go to or what parties to leave. You know, you just know.
Yeah.
And I know I will not. I don't want to go back to that dark place.
Yeah.
And I've worked too hard, as you have, to get to this place.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's a musician. I won't say his name, but a big one. I did a gig with him in Atlantic City not too long ago, and he's sober. And he pulled me over, and we were talking, and he said something. I'll put this in the book somewhere. He says, "Don't forget to take care of your sobriety. Like, take care of it, like you're taking care of, you know, a puppy or a baby. Like, care for it." And I never thought of it that way. Mm-hmm. So I'm always aware that, you know, anything can happen. So just be aware.
Yeah, when the day that I decided to stop drinking,
mm-hmm.
I had an out-of-body experience.
Ah.
I did. I saw myself.
You did?
I did. You
saw yourself as
the asshole that I was.
Oh, right.
And
mm-hmm.
as you know, it's not easy the first few weeks.
Oh my God!
Stop drinking
so
because
rough.
You're programmed.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
And then there's enough of it in your body that it keeps craving and
right.
stuff like that.
Right.
And every time that I had a little bit of an urge, I saw myself.
Really?
Yes.
The
I
asshole.
saw myself as the asshole, drunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hungover. That was it? Was that like? And then it's like, I'm done.
Done.
I'm done.
Done. Done. Done.
Just done.
Yeah, that's why I never had to, belong to an organization
mm-hmm.
or rehab or anything like that because
right.
I had that experience. If I hadn't had that experience, I think I would have definitely have to go AA.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere.
Just having it was the weirdest thing.
That is so weird.
I sold myself.
Wow.
Yeah, and I figure if my soul is so disgusted at me,
yes,
that it left my body. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge, Rudy.
Yeah.
And how many years?
20 years. But then again, I don't think about it because
I don't either.
Yeah. Sometimes in social media people say it could post, oh, I've been sober for 3 years and 2 months and
right.
5 days and 6 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
I write it back and say congratulations.
Yeah.
But the day you stop counting, that's the day you're really sober.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because
that's interesting.
It's behind you.
Yeah, it's not even it's not even in the thought in the. Yeah. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone. It's not in you anymore.
Yeah. Well, it was the best decision I ever made 9 years ago. It's I tried before and I just wasn't serious about it because I thought I could handle it. But I can't handle it. You don't handle it. It's either you go for it or you don't. Mm-hmm. So I went for it, and what a difference! What just?
Did you start? Okay, you mentioned when we were talking that you started drinking because of loneliness.
Loneliness and insecurities, and just trying to be an adult because everyone else on the tour in the company, they're a little bit older, and I turned 21. It's like I can do what they're doing now. Was
it also a trust factor involved in it?
With the people around me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't know who to trust.
Well,
because now I'm in the real world. When you're competing and an amateur, like I said, you're in a bubble. And all you have to do is skate and compete, and kind of everything else is done for you with your coach and your parents. Yeah. But now you're out on the road and you're just turning 20, you're 20, and you've got people who, performers who have been on the road for some had been on for 10 years. And I tried to keep up with these people because I wanted to be grown up and I wanted to be, a young woman. I'm developing into a young woman, not knowing I had this addictive personality. I didn't know, but I was scared. I was scared.